Okay, hello everyone. We're back on the show. Please, can we have the name of two of you from the left?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I am Abdulafiz Olariwaju.
Abdulhafiz
I'm
Olanrewaju.
actually a
Okay.
500 level student of aquaculture and fisheries management,
Okay.
Federal University of Agriculture at FUNAB. It's
Wow.
my pleasure. It's a privilege to be here.
Okay. My sister, can you tell your name?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Abdulaziz Najiba Adewo from the Department of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management.
So that means you're from the same department? Wow, mashallah.
500 is the same level.
Okay. As it is, as a student of the same department, what can you tell us about the students that are pursuing your career as well? What do they need to do?
So, first thing first, I need to believe departments. They need to believe in the field, the fishery sector. It's a growing sector, and we are having more coming in every time. So they also need to be professional about what they are doing in such a way that they will stand out. The competition will reduce amongst the professionals and the non-professionals. Because sometimes the non-professionals usually have more field experience compared to the professional ones. So in order for you to stand out as a professional, you also have to combine the knowledge of theory and practical.
Okay, as a student, Mama, as a student of secondary school, what are the core course or core courses for the students of secondary school to get admission into your department at the university level? What are the core courses?
Usually, the major 5 credit courses.
Yes,
Then agricultural science.
agricultural science,
I think animal husbandry too. If
animal
still have that
husbandry.
courses.
Okay, they still have it. And like of mathematics, English.
As I said, the major 5 courses.
Okay, after then,
My math, English, physics, chemistry, and biology. Then
okay,
we have agricultural science and
animal husbandry. Wow, amazing. What in JAM? If a student is attending post UTME, have a UTME rather.
general lowest is 180.
180, yes.
It's fine.
And
Mashallah.
also, we have trade subjects in secondary school. So my own trade subject was actually fishery. I did fishery, not knowing that I would eventually study fisheries in the university. So if they're also doing fisheries, it's also like a plus. It's an addition for them, and it's sure going to work that way. Thank you.
You can actually study geography too.
Geography as well. Okay, I'm very grateful for having you. So, please, can you tell us vividly what fishery manager is?
Okay. So I think I would correct you.
Okay,
It's actually fisheries management, not fisheries manager.
okay,
When you say fisheries manager, you're talking like, let's say, a professional like I am, fisheries manager. But the whole thing entirely is fisheries management. So
okay,
when we're talking about fisheries, I will just say a little, then we should take it up from there. So we're talking about the wild. In fisheries, we have fishery itself and aquaculture. Aquaculture is the one we do in our homes, in our farms, our local farms. We rear fishes in an enclosed environment. We give it feed, then we watch it grow. But fisheries is like the ones we do in the wild. Talking about the seas, the rivers, the oceans, and the likes.
So I'll continue from where it stopped. Like the fisheries majorly, it's in the wild. It's a way of an example like you have a cage in the ocean.
okay,
Then you trap some fishes there. Then you can feed them, you watch them grow, and you harvest them. And you harvest them when they are ripe for harvest.
yeah.
Then the aquaculture, they are the ones that we have at our backyard, our local farms. They are the ones that we have at our local farms, our backyards, in an enclosed area. We have the ethnic pond, those ones that we dug out the soil. Then we have the compost pond.
As it is now, right now, all what you are explaining has to do with fishery management, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
fisheries and aquaculture.
fisheries and aquaculture. Good. So, what I mean by saying fishery managers, we have you as a professional, which we were praying that you will become a very larger in this system. Are you getting it? I want you to tell me the fishery manager. Who are the fishery managers?
Okay, so a fishery manager is a fishery personnel, like a fisheries practitioner, someone that has knowledge, that has experience in the sector of either fisheries or aquaculture. It's like two different things. I can decide to venture into fisheries. I want to be working in the wild. I want to be working, outside. I want to be working on a large scale. When I'm doing aquaculture can also be on a large scale. You can use this whole expanse of land for aquaculture, depending on the capital and everything. But fisheries is usually like more diverse because we have numerous species that you can harvest. You can rear them rather. You can culture numerous species. So
Different species.
yes. So a fisheries practitioner is like someone like us that you can also call us ichthyologist.
A what, sir?
Ichthyologist.
Wow, amazing.
Someone that studies fisheries.
Okay, you have any comment? You can also call us also.
Ichthyology is a fishery biology.
History, biology. We are very good to hear this. How lucrative is history? It's very lucrative. Can you just give us tips?
Okay, so when we're talking about the lucrativeness in fisheries is a blue collar job actually. To some extent, as a beginner, sometimes we have to soil our hands. I worked in a farm recently, and the manager of the farm tells us that we soil our hands. We get ourselves practicing, we get ourselves involved in the process. Then along the line, we enjoy the should we continue? So exactly. So we soil our hands. The business is quite comforting. When you put in the required efforts, and you are consistent about it, the never good. And you are consistent about it, eventually you will get your returns. That's like the comfortable part of it. You put in the work, then you're expecting profit.
To manage individual history business, what does it take? To manage individual as an individual now, you want to have maybe let's say low scale fisheries at home. Okay.
To manage individual fisheries business and to manage individual aquaculture business.
Okay.
To manage individual fishery business, you should have an insight of the sea or the ocean that you want to make your cage in. It means you will be having a capital and you'll be going to some government process before you can locate your cage in an ocean. Then to manage an individual aquaculture business, you should have a capital. You should have an insight of this type of species of fish that you want to culture. Rabbit, tilapia. Those are the two major cultured species in Nigeria: tilapia and catfish. The ejaro, the majorly known ejaro.
Catfish, right?
Yes, catfish. So you should have an insight of the species that you want to culture. You should have a capital that you want to use, and also you should have a land that you want to have your farm.
Okay. Bro Abdulaziz, right? Experience in conducting field research in aquatic ecosystem. What can you tell us?
Okay, so recently I worked on an international project that was so are you with me, sir? When I say fisheries, I'm not talking about fish alone. Fisheries, we can be talking about lobsters. We have shrimp fishes, we have yes, we have shrimp fishes. Those are like the shell fishes. So when you see a crayfish now, a crayfish is a fish, but it's more of a shellfish. So recently we worked on macrobrachium species. These are our common ede. We worked on it and we checked on the sustainability. The project is an international project from the United Kingdom actually. So we went around states in Nigeria, southwest, southeast. We collected samples, we checked them, we did the morphometric analysis, the length, the sexing, whether it's a male or female. So we examined it and we also preserved it. So furthermore of the project will be taken down to the UK for like further analysis. But it's very lucrative and it's insightful being in field process of fisheries.
I also want to say something. He said related to what he said about the prawns and the crayfish, prawns, lobsters. Usually, you can also rear that in an enclosed area, like the way we rear catfishes, the way we rear tilapia. You can also raise prawns, lobsters, crabs. You can raise them like that.
Okay.
On your land, on your farm.
But you have to be very knowledgeable
About it, yes. You have
Before
to have
you venture
knowledge.
into it.
Let me tell you something. You don't just jump into fisheries. You don't just jump inside it. The way you jump in, you fall back out.
You eventually run at loss.
So you have to be careful, conduct your proper research, know what you need in your environment. If I start saying I want to be selling crocodiles now, for example, will I have the markets for it? The need to rear a crocodile is it very essential, yeah? Are people consuming crocodile? What if I replace crocodile with like tilapia? Okay, how will people appreciate it? The cost of producing tilapias compared to the cost of crocs. So you have to like put all those factors in place. Water management,
And
fairness to
availability
market.
of water.
Yes. All those
That's
things.
one of the major.
Let me ask you a question now. If somebody does not even study this and want to venture into it, you can be a consultant.
Definitely.
Okay, you're being in police available for them so that they can come to you day in, day out. But they have to undergo what?
They have to undergo.
What are they going to undergo before they can establish it? If they does not able to study
Basically,
this,
we're going to orientate them about the
it will
business.
take how many minutes, how many months, how many days?
It depends. It depends on the structure. Sometimes, when there's money, to boom. So when there's sufficient funds, and there's like professionalism involved. So sometimes one of the things we have to do is that to check the soil, to do the soil test. For example, if you want to like use this space for an
You have
earthing
to
crop
check
now.
for the water retaining
Yes.
capacity.
Yes.
Okay.
If the water management here is not good, we might not advise you to stay here because you might be needing to be using your money to be buying petrol, to be pumping water all the time. Or it is in a snowy clay area and there's swamp, that can actually hold water to like be better for you. So put them through the necessary stages. They need to undergo. Okay.
And it's advisable that you have a source of water very close to you, like a river or a stream. So that you can tap your water from there.
What can tell us about the climate change you mentioned on history?
So personally, climate change is everywhere. Climate change is affecting us in different ways. So one of the ways that climate change is affecting us is that temperature. We have tropical region and we have temperate region. So the tropical regions are the ones that are usually like hot, while the temperate region are the colder ones. So the tropical regions, fish that are in tropical regions, once they are affected by climate change, they might eventually need to migrate to the temperate region in such a way that it can affect their growth, the spawning rates and the likes of that.
Also, warmer water has let's say, I don't know, a very big effect on fish, on the lifespan of the fish. The spawning process. Spawning is the process of them laying their eggs or giving birth to their young ones. So the spawning process, some also they might not be able to survive in a cold region. So they have to, in the rest of them spawning, they have to migrate down to warmer place. Also, warm water it affects the dissolved oxygen in the water. Dissolved oxygen is if a fish is coming out, stomach yawns, by like trying to catch a breath, there is not enough oxygen in that water. And you know that fish, like humans, we need oxygen to survive. So they need oxygen to survive. So that's why we call it dissolved oxygen.
We are very grateful for having you. Explain your understanding of the different types of fishing gear used for commercial and recreational purposes.
Fishing gear that are used for commercial purpose. Majorly, we have the trawlers. Commercial purpose is on a large scale that they are for sales, not the one that a family wants to feed. So we have the trawlers and the draggers, the dragnet. Sorry. We have the pots, we have the traps too. And majorly, what is used for the gear that is used for recreational purposes? We have the hook and line and the hook and line.
Okay, you made mention of one thing before. I just want you to do this to refresh. We know with the source of oxygen for we men, but how does the fish get the oxygen inside the river? The same one we are using now.
I think oxygen is everywhere.
Wow.
So
Even inside the water.
yes, oxygen is
Wow.
everywhere. So it can just be different because fish breathing through their
Enough
gills.
oxygen in the water.
Yes. I don't know the percent,
But we have percentage
we have-
composition of oxygen in the
yes.
water.
And again, the fish breathing through their gills, us we breathing through the lungs. So the kind of oxygen we take in will be different from theirs. And the survival rates of a fish breathing our normal oxygen can be low, except for some fish that can withstand the condition. Like for example, now if you bring in a catfish, at least before a catfish that will land, it will take some time. But humans that are not with snorkel, we call it snorkels. There are professional divers that go in. They cannot go ordinarily. They have to go with their chairs that can, help them. That's why they take in their own normal oxygen into the water because they cannot breathe in dissolved oxygen. Understand? The one we breathe here is normal oxygen. Oxygen here. Then the one in water is dissolved oxygen. Oxygen is everywhere.
Okay, we're very good. How would you explain about assessing the health of an aquatic ecosystem? Is that what?
Assessing the health of aquatic ecosystem is this time around we're talking about when we say health, we are dealing with sustainability. So if my own talk on health is that it will begin from the grassroots, something we call a food chain. A food chain is like the circle of life of feeding in an ecosystem. So the grassroots food chain is like the corals, the phytoplanktons and zooplanktons in the water. So if these things from the from the microorganisms in the water, we have some other organisms that will feed on them. So another one will feed on those organisms. Let me give you a typical example on ants now. We have ants. Ants are going. Soldier ants can be, any kind of ants. A lizard will feed on an ant, definitely. So a snake might feed on a lizard. Understand? Then we have some kind of meats, some kind of animals that can feed on snakes. Understand? Let's say for example a jaguar can feed on a snake. If a tiger is more powerful than a jaguar, that tiger will feed on the jaguar. So it's rotating. We call it the food chain. In such a way that the feeding system, the complexity of the system starts from small, then it ascends. So in the ocean too, if that food chain is altered, it will affect the health of the organism. So in order to keep a sustainable health cycle in the ocean, we have to ensure that everything is balanced. Everything. One of the things we can balance is the overfishing rates. When we have overfishing, so sometimes let me give you an example if you permit me. This is something that I love to say. We need sharks in the ocean. If I ask you that what is a shark, a layman, a normal person that is more like experienced in the field might tell me, ẹja tó ń gé shark will bite you, kìnìkan. But shark is also part of the aquatic food chain in such a way that if shark population are declining in the ocean, it will affect the health of that aquatic ecosystem because the shark will feed on weaker organisms, organisms that the lifespan is quite low. And one thing is that there is also probability. In fact, there is high chance of disease outbreak even in the ocean. We can have a pandemic here, now maybe tuberculosis, coronavirus, something. They also have some diseases that can affect the fish. So we need some organisms that will quickly control these activities in such a way that the whole system will be balanced. So when we talk about the microorganisms now, some animals will feed on them. Some fish that feeds on microorganisms. Let's say tilapia. Tilapia is most times they are omnivorous. They are herbivores, but sometimes they show carnivorous activities. But they will feed on plants mainly. So if a tilapia feeds on a plant, for example, what's this animal? A barracuda is a fish. A barracuda might feed on tilapia. If a shark is more powerful than a barracuda, it will feed on a barracuda. So this system is evolving and it has to be continuous in order to maintain a steady health, a healthy balance in the aquatic ecosystem.
Wow, we're very grateful for having you once again. We are so glad for having both of you at once, and we will be glad of having you next time. Your name once again and your department where you
I
have
am Abdullah Fizu Olatunde, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, studying aquaculture and fisheries management.
your name once again, madam.
Abdulaziz Najiba Adewale.
You are from the same department, right? We are very grateful for having you. Thanks for coming for the show. Take care, man.